Farmers' Rights Authority, India is the only country which has these two together. But because we had strong movements. This authority keeps asking everyone to deposit their seeds, I'm sure you get contacted, deposit your biodiversity. They then decide whether they will approve or not. Which is totally wrong. Because something that has been evolved by farmers needs to be recognized by farmers. Which is why in Navdanya we've created community biodiversity registers as the place for recording biodiversity in the community, not a centralized authority. From our quick look, about, 90 varieties, some farmers have applied for registration, and I think 5 have been approved. 5. What is the trick, and what lies behind this access and benefit sharing Nagoya Protocol? In fact, the original CBD was the Nagoya Protocol equivalent. It was designed to get access to our biodiversity for free, patent it and sell it back as a patented property. Because in 1990, the Ministry of Environment asked me to start help with the negotiations for the CBD. I started to feed them with everything on patents, genetic engineering, seed monopolies. And so it changed. We got Article 3J, we got Article 3, 8J, 19.3 on biosafety. And President Bush, the American version of the original CBD was what the Access and Benefit Sharing Agreement is becoming. But we said this is sovereignty. This is not for monopoly by corporations through patents. After 20 years, they're trying to get back what they lost. At that time, President Bush did not sign the CBD in Rio. He said, I will not let my biotechnology industry suffer. And there's a very powerful film you should use in your education. It is called The World According to Monsanto, made by a French filmmaker, in which there's a footage. President Bush Sr. is in the Monsanto headquarters, and he's saying, tell me what you want. I will give it to you. And they wanted access. Now, this model will continue till we kill the idea of monopoly on seed through patents. The day the companies can't have a patent, they will leave our biodiversity alone. They will stop biopiracy. They will even stop selling GMOs, because they don't sell GMOs for any other reason but to collect a royalty, because they can patent it. So patents, fighting patents and not letting monopolies exist in seed is the fundamental fight. And I think it's a very strong legal fight, because seed is not invented. It's inappropriate monopoly through patent law. But even breeders' rights, the reason we've done this global report and a global campaign is we are preparing to legally challenge everywhere the idea of DUS. All breeders' rights are based on what they call the DUS criteria, distinctive, uniformity, stability. Now, distinctive even our varieties are. If you look at every rice variety that has been saved, it's distinctive. But when you will grow one seed, it will give rise to the same seed, but the plant will be variable. The seed will be the same. Right? The farmers will understand this totally. That there is distinctiveness of the seed, but diversity in the crop. They call it the population. And we are saying diversity has to be the object of breeding, not uniformity. That's a perverse criteria. Stability works for mechanical inventions. It is totally inappropriate for something that evolves. We are saying adaptation. Adaptation to a changing environment has to be the criteria. We are preparing scientifically for this. We are preparing legally for this. We're going to have this overturned. And we will have a legal framework everywhere, in the country, in other countries, because the companies are global. 5 companies control the seed. We can't have our struggles local and national alone. We have to counter them at the citizen level with a global response which is shared. And I am convinced that 5 to 10 years from now, these companies and their mischief of taking intellectual property rights on plants through breeders' rights or patents will be over. We will be recognizing diversity as the basis of breeding, diversity as the basis of production, diversity as the form of what we eat. Biodiversity will be the center of awareness worldwide. The manipulation, whether it's Nagoya or patterns, is too heavy, too artificial. And when we started this, we were 5. Jeremy Rifkin, Hank Hobling, Pat Mooney. We were 5 of us who said we can't accept patents and seed. Look how many of you there are here. I do meetings, 300,000, 500,000 people are aware of this issue. So I don't think they are shaping the future. They will try, but they will be marginalized. Even in the UN, they're trying Nagoya, but I'm a guest of the United Nations to address issues of why monocultures, GMOs, and patents are wrong. So quite clearly, even in the United Nations, it isn't a uniform thinking. And the final thing I'd like to say is, and Jacob, this has been your passion from when I met you, and you were saving seeds of wheat in Indore. You have always wanted the seeds in our gene banks to come back to farmers. Now is the time, with that crazy data, saying that 4 lakh varieties in the NBPGR should be given away to multinationals. And when he says we are incompetent, he should be fired. He should be fired, and the seeds should come back in farmers' hands, and we'll look after them. That's a very, very big heritage. This is the biggest collection of seeds anywhere in the world. No other gene bank has 4 lakh varieties. And they're farmers' varieties. So, I'm willing to work with whoever's willing to work on this, on getting data out and the seeds back.